can feel your energy, it's making me realize everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, you and I.
When choosing a new Intel processor for your next gaming PC, knowing which processor line it belongs to can help you make the right decision. Start by looking at the suffix towards the end of the processor's name. These can help you identify the processor features that are best suited for how you game. When you need the highest frame rates across the most demanding titles, Intel desktop processors are a great choice. For Intel's best-in-class gaming experience, look for the K. This indicates the processor is unlocked and overclockable, boasting the highest frequencies in its brand level and giving you the ability to fine-tune your system with overclocking controls for additional performance headroom. Processors with an F deliver the same great performance as corresponding processors without an F, but do not have integrated processor graphics, requiring a discrete graphics card. If you want performance gaming on the go, look out for an H. These processors typically have higher frequencies than other Intel laptop processors with more cores and threads and better support for high-performance discrete graphics cards. Like desktop processors, some laptop processors are unlocked and overclockable and can be identified by the K after the H. You may see some laptops powered by Intel processors without the H suffix. These typically have a lower max processor frequency but are built for better battery life in ultra-thin and light laptops. They can also include Intel Iris graphics, making them versatile for work and play, with smooth gameplay across popular titles. However you game, Intel processors provide the power you need at any level. Gaming happens with Intel.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the XPHSL Season 2 Rocket League Conference Semifinals. And if that's not a mouthful, I do not know what is. However, we've got ourselves two best-of-5s to bring to you today, bringing essentially the top 8 Queensland high schools still competing in this competition as we look to narrow it down to that top 4. Now, obviously, not every match will be shown on stream, unfortunately, but they are being recorded, so you can check XP out on our website or on YouTube, and eventually those matches will get there. But for our showdowns today, it will be STMC Black taking on the OC Redbacks, as well as St. Edmund C1 taking on Chisholm Maroon later in the afternoon. Two super fun matchups. Obviously, the pressure has now officially arrived as it is do or die moving forward. But before we can talk about anything else, a quick shout to some of the sponsors who helps makes all of this come together, starting, of course, with ZQ Racing. Every week I get to come in and sit in one of these ZQ racing chairs right here. They're super comfortable, super nice, just to get that full 180 recline, have the neck and a lumbar pillow support, adjustable armrests, internal steel frame, and yes, I'm still waiting for mine to come, actually. I'm pretty sure I ordered one very, very recently. It's in the mail on its way to my house. I can't wait to use that on stream. I'm looking forward to it. So definitely recommend picking one of these up. Similarly, a big thank you as well to the Canberra Havoc for sponsoring this event. Now, for those of you who watched this past weekend, Canberra Havoc did pretty good. They got themselves a nice, neat little top 4 finish at the OC Demolition. Or the Intel Demolition, I should say. Either way, though, the team that does win this tournament at the end of it all gets some special coaching help. So they are our official coaching partner. I believe Leduc is going to be the one stepping forward. And Leduc, one of the best 1 players within the region. So you can definitely learn a lot about when to challenge, when not to challenge. What are the best ways to go for some of those 50-50s. How to spam trucks in Twitch chat as well. Something he is very good at. So by all means, definitely a big thank you to that Canberra Havoc. And good luck as well as RLCSX picks up again this week, and hopefully they'll continue to find some success. As we do move on now, let's take a look a bit, I would say, perhaps at how we have gotten to this stage. Now, this tournament is set up with two conferences. There's Conference A, Conference B. Our first two conference semifinal matches are being played at 4:30. They're from Conference A. Our second ones are Conference B. There were 6 teams in each of these conferences, and now there are only 4 remaining. As we take a look at those standings, we can sort of see how it all plays out. This is Conference A, so as Marsden State High School up in first, STMC Black in second, OC Redbacks 2 and 1 in third and fourth, respectively. Now, what's interesting about this is STMC Gold, our defending champions, they finished 5th place, and they did not qualify. But STMC Black, the team that actually was the favorites coming into this stage last semester, well, they are still in it. They're sitting in second place, and they're going to be in our opening match against OC Redbacks 1. OC Redbacks 2 will be playing against Marsden, who is now that top dog in Conference A, and it'll be exciting to see how that all plays off. And then our second game at 5:15 will be from Conference B. And if we take a look how those teams arrived, you will see, again, a school seemingly rivalry being shown between St. Edmunds and Chisholm. St. Edmunds C2 and C1 finishing first and third. Chisholm Maroon and Green finishing second and fourth. Chisholm Green last time was actually that team that upset STMC Black in a 4th seed, taking down a 1 seed. So just because St. Edmunds C2 is that number 1 seed, and just because they're undefeated with a 23 score difference, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get away with this one. That will be off-stream match, however, as our second stream match will be that number 2 versus that number 3 seed, as St. Edmunds C1 will be taking on Chisholm Maroon, in which should be actually a very, very exciting game. We've got a lot of fun ones today, and then next week, of course, this will all continue with our conference finals and then our grand final. So more reasons to follow along and join up with the XP. As you can see, here are our tables for this tournament. Obviously, the conference finals, grand final, all of that played next week. But there's other reasons to kind of look up XP Esports, as well as there are a couple giveaways going on thanks to our good friends from Intel, giving away an i7 10th generation processor. Obviously, it's an amazing piece of tech. You can look up, XP Esports, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can find details how to sign up there, as well as another giveaway, which is coming into play, a 2BAV Synology DS220J Disk Station Gigabit NAS unit. It is a big storage unit from what I've gathered. I'm not the biggest tech head, so I can't tell you, in the nitty-gritty of the details. All I know is it looks big, it looks fancy, and I want to crack at winning one of those. Similar places, though, it's on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Sign up for your chance to win this impressive piece of hardware. These giveaways will be going throughout the week. The winner will be drawn on the 5th, I believe, of September, so plenty of time to get out there and get amongst it. Now, it's time to get ready to go into detail about our first match, which is going to be St. Thomas More College STMC Black taking on the Ormiston College, or the OC Redbacks 1. STMC Black, they've been relatively consistent each time we've seen them on stream. They're usually getting themselves nice wins, except for when they went up against Marsden. For the OC Redbacks, it has been a year of improvement compared to what we saw with Semester 1. Semester 2, this OC Redback school as a whole actually has looked a lot more consistent, a lot stronger. Sometimes they do hesitate, however, and STMC Black is one of those individual teams where they can punish that sort of hesitation. We will be kicking off to this pitch shortly. It will be a best of 5, and I'm going to be curious to see if the OC Redbacks have it within themselves to find that aggressive edge and perhaps step forward and challenge STMC Black in a lot of these critical 50-50 situations. If not, I could see STMC Black kind of running away with this. They are my favorites. Would not be surprised if this one does go 3-1 or 3-0 in favor of what will be the blue side. Yet, I have been wrong before. We've seen upsets before, so I am not going to count Ormiston College out whatsoever. As for Marsden versus OC Redbacks 2, again, happening off-stream, kind of leaning a bit more towards Marsden in that one. Either way, though, we're kicking us off. We're on to the pitch. This is the conference semifinals, as It's Lemon Juice is going to get that first big hit, trying to set up his team. We'll follow it through from the middle of the pitch. Deep rotations, though, from the rest of STMC Black. Kind of means that we won't see a sustained attack. Freedu going to set up his own side. Leads to a shot from Harvey. The angle was there, but too many defenders in the box means OC Redbacks won't be able to find that quick opening goal. Rinkaroo off of that backboard. Shout out to Rinkaroo, by the way. I saw you in that chat last week, or on Saturday, I should say. You know what you were saying, and you know why we have our support. Meanwhile, though, STMC Black looking to establish some attacking pressure right now. Does get that ball across the middle of the pitch. No one's really going to go up for it, though. Rinkaroo instead is going to play it off the ground, save that boost if he can. Ball gets close to the backboard before Luca's going to be able to clear it through to the side. Harvey not going to look for the back pass. Too many members pushing forward, but has to rotate all the way back to his own corner to get that boost. Means SCMC Black might find an attacking opportunity. Ball off the backboard. No fall through just yet. Harvey, nice pass over to his teammate, who again will get that touch off to the blackboard. Freedo was in position, and Rinkaroo, if you let that one go back, that actually becomes a shot. Trying to do a bit too much on the setup, unfortunately, means OC Redbacks kind of let an opportunity slip past. Still on the blue side of the pitch, though, OC Redbacks trying to find a way to sort of crack this STMC Black goal line defense. Pass attempt to Lemon Juice, though. No one's hitting the ball. A couple whiffs from the Redbacks means STMC Black have a chance. Lemon Juice, that shot was on target. Freedo able to get the save. Ball in the center of the pitch right now. Touch coming from and to Rinkaroo. Not going to be able to find the strike just yet, as we nearly approach 2 minutes into this opening game, and it is a very even contest right now. No goals scored just yet. Another opportunity perhaps for the OC Redbacks, who I have to admit are playing much more aggressive than we've been accustomed to seeing in the past. This is a good look for the Redbacks right now, and I don't think STMC Black are necessarily prepared for it. They're the team that actually was playing passive in the past. The demo in the goal means Harvey will be able to take that one in. Give credit where credit is due, however. Freedo with the demo onto Luca, opening that doorway. A very, very strong play from the OC Redbacks, and they get themselves that 1-0 lead. My goodness. That is that teamwork. That is that synergy you want to see coming from this OC Redback team. And now it is STMC Black, the seeded favorites, who are on the back foot in this opening game. Rinkaroo looking to establish a bit more Redback pressure. Ball continues to roll into that corner. Demo from Harvey might open a pathway. Rinkaroo gets it off of the wall, but it's a defensive read from SCMC Black that clears it to the opposite of the pitch. Luca should be able to get there first. Looking for a double touch perhaps, but pushes it up instead of down. Unfortunate for Black. They're not going to be able to spike that one in. Defense holding on for the Redblacks for the time being. Kenneth shot, not going to make contact with the ball. Lemon Juice as well, keeping it into the corner. Redbacks kind of have themselves in a tough situation right here with two members in the corner. They are fortunate to get it out and not get punished for it, and Rinkaroo will be the one who clears it off to that exposed backboard. This will lead to a shot potentially. Freedo too far back up to hit that meatball, so Lemon Juice will be able to clear it. As Kenneth actually kind of lets it get behind him, 50-50 in a dangerous spot. Luca beats out Rinker, but Harvey's the one with the shot. Nearly finds that upper left-hand corner. I liked the attempt right there. It's just unfortunately not quite accurate enough. Either way, the Redbacks looking very, very strong in this contest thus far. It looks like they've had about 80% of the attacking pressure. Finally, SMC and Black have a chance to find this equalizer. Luca's going to try to play it through the corner. It's a little bit too tight from what you'd like to see, although that's an awkward touch from Rinkaroo, as there was no defenders in the middle of the pitch to sort of catch that setup. Very fortunate the Redbacks do not get punished just yet. Kenneth looking for something through the corner once more, but the corner defense, it's a triple commit! And yet, SCMC Black, okay, Luca does get there in the end. It looked for a moment they were going to miss that prime opportunity. Either way, the triple commit in the corner leaves the most open of goals. Harvey unable to rotate through in time, and with a minute 16 to go, STMC Black do get themselves that equalizer, making this a very, very tight game all of a sudden. This series is definitely shaping up to be a good one, obviously. 1-1, a minute 10 to go. Redbacks still have been that more aggressive team as they nearly find the shot right there. Defense does hold on for STMC Black, and Luca, with the individual effort, gets the ball back to the orange side of the pitch. Freedo now has to try to make something happen, gets the ball to the middle where Harvey is there, could nearly find that shot, but Lemon's Juice will be able to shut it down. Open-ish net. Freedo from underneath can't go up for it, so the two other defenders have to go high. Scary situation for the Redbacks, yet they recover for now. SCMC Black still looking to sort of crack this defense, which at times, I have to admit, the Redbacks, they look so much more comfortable on attack than on defense. It seems on defense sometimes their communication and their rotations do break down, and we're seeing a lot of double commits, especially through that corner. I expect STMC Black to continue to try to abuse that corner moving forward. If they can still get OC to overcommit, they'll just create more opportunities for themselves. 20 seconds remaining as we get ever closer to that Game 1 overtime, and what a tone setter that could be for this evening. Shot, Rinkaroo, that's going to be a goal, and with 12 seconds remaining, the OC Redbacks get a very critical lead Watching the setup right there, Freedu with the slow play actually gets it past 2 defenders. Luka sitting too far back in the goal, can't make the read. Rinkaroo was committing to that shot, and that is a fantastic lead. It is now up to STMC Black to kind of get that miracle setup, but the fake kickoff is doing them no favors as no one played the corner. 5 seconds to go. STMC, they need to go the distance of the pitch, yet it is the Redbacks who are putting the attacking pressure on. Luka can't get the dribble going, and OC Redbacks won. Take game number 1, 2 to, you guessed it, 1. A fantastic start for this orange side, and Harvey, Rinkaroo, Freedu, they are playing with an aggressive edge we have not really seen from them in the past. And this is a very exciting time, I feel like, to be an OC Redbacks fan because their gameplay has adapted to the moment. In the past, as I've mentioned, been a bit critical of this team. Sometimes they play passively. Sometimes they weren't doing those tight rotations. They weren't striking when there were opportunities. Not the case. I feel like that goal with 12 seconds remaining is exactly what I've been talking about. You take that risk sometimes because it is threes and you trust your team to be able to rotate back if you don't necessarily connect. And you can get those opportunities. If Rinkaroo had any hesitation with that press forward, there would have been a good chance that he would not have connected on that goal, and then we could have seen a clear go the other way. But full commitment, full trust in the team. It gives the Redbacks a 1-0 series lead. And off of this kickoff into game number 2, they're looking to build off of what they have already established. Lemon Juice goes up for the ball. Tries to get a pass back to himself, unable to connect on it. A very difficult mechanical play right there coming out of Lemon Juice, but I like to see that attempt. If it works out, actually, it did look as if a couple Redbacks defenders did bite. So STMC Black trying to try and flex their mechanical prowesses maybe to try and get the Redbacks a bit off balance. And I wouldn't mind seeing that more from them. I feel like that is where STMC Black may have an edge in this matchup, and if they can start getting their mechanics going, if they can get these solo plays, hold that thought, Harvey is able to snipe that defense. And watching the setup once again, you can see Kenneth gets the demo, but then he misses the ball, unfortunately, and Harvey committing for the shot, exactly what I was talking about before, playing aggressive, looking for those opportunities. The Redbacks get themselves a 1-0 lead, and they are looking to build off of it as well. Luka, another miss in the same part of the pitch, does lead to a backward setup. Freedu pushes it forward. It was not quite accurate, and Luka was there. Ball rolling back towards the middle. You can see Redbacks are trying to race back on defense, but Luka with that position sets up the 1v1. Kenneth cannot beat out Freedu, and from underneath, it's actually going to be Harvey trying to flick it towards the net. Luka on defense, when he's making contact with the ball, it is solid contact, and he's getting those clears. There's just been a few unfortunate errors, or unforced errors, realistically, that seems to be holding STMC Black, and it comes from trying to go for more mechanical, more difficult plays. Harvey, breakaway goal. This is going to go in, and it is now a 2-0 lead for the OC Redbacks, who are starting to take this game over. Luka, again, goes for the pinch on the wall. It's mechanically difficult, doesn't get the pitch, and winds up just passing it right back to the OC Redbacks. Very unfortunate mistake, unfortunately, and is costing SCMC Black this series if these trends continue. And I know I want to see, SCMC really try to flex their mechanical skill, but maybe today's not the day. If you're not feeling warmed up, you gotta sometimes reel it back a little bit and just rely on base fundamentals, perhaps. Rinkaroo, though, he's going for those style plays, nearly gets himself the goal right there. Harvey going to look to pass it back to the middle of the pitch, but gets some help from Kenneth, actually. Fortunately for SCMC Black, it looked as if OC was committing to the side of the pitch, so no one was in the middle to punish. Harvey going for the triple. What a pass and setup right there. Freedu's not going to be able to bump it in, but that's why you have Rinkaroo and a 3-0 lead for the Redbacks. They're just getting away with whatever they want to do. That pass was a thing of beauty from Harvey to Freedu. I thought it was going to go in, but again, it's the confidence in the team. The third member steps forward. This is something you see from the highest level of Rocket League teams right now. Just keep that constant attack going. OC Redbacks, I am so impressed with how they are approaching this game right now, and I don't know if STMC just have that answer defensively at this stage. More attacking pressure coming down. OC Redbacks, they're just not letting STMC get away with anything. And I mentioned this before, that I taught Rinkaroo frequently in the XP Twitch chat over this weekend, watching some of the pro teams go at it. And I think it was Rinkaroo who said, it's like, we actually can learn a lot from watching these teams. And I'm seeing a lot of sort of that mentality being put into place by that OC Redbacks. It's that OCE offense that our region is known for on the highest level, as SCMC Black kind of triple commits in the corner right there, and Luka loses possession of the ball. Rinkaroo, of course, he's going to be already there to punish. Ball goes up in the box, will be cleared out by Lemon Juice. SDMC Black gets a nice clear right there out of Luca. Freedu, though, had rotated back, able to get it back to the corner. Now he's going to try to take it over the middle of the pitch. Ball off the backboard. Shot by Freedu. It's going to go in. And OC Redbacks 4-0 lead. They have been controlling the pace of this game from the word go right now. And even though they're that lower-seeded team, they are looking like a tournament favorite if this, velocity of play can continue. OC Redbacks looking super strong in this conference semis right now, although it's a good pass off the kickoff from Kenneth to Luca, who tries to get that next touch. Kenneth pushes a little too far forward, but that's okay. Third member's there. Ball off that backboard. Good touch from Rinkaroo, though. Finds the gap in the attacking rotation and is able to clear it right back to the blue side of the pitch. Rinkaroo trying to find that midfield patch, unable to get contact with the ball, so Harvey going to go for that solo play. Exposed backboard, sets up Freedu, who it looked like he got bumped on his way towards the ball, and that costs the 5th goal in this one. Either way, for the OC Redbacks, they can afford to give up a couple opportunities. They have a nice cushion in this second game. Will they be able to hold on, though, is the question moving into Game 3, or will SDMC Black find a way to possibly get that reverse sweep? This is assuming that the 4-0 lead will hold. I think odds are in its favor as Lemon Juice puts the ball up in the corner. Freedu should be able to clear it where he wants, but doesn't get power behind it, so Kenneth, with the tight rotation, actually keeps the attacking pressure on. What a pass to Harvey coming from this OC Redback defense. Now, because of the deeper rotations coming from SCMC Black, you don't see the clear. However, again, intricate and dynamic setups coming from the OC Redbacks, which are really keeping SCMC Black on the back foot. And now Freedu actually goes for the slow play. He didn't have boost, so it's going to be a tough shot regardless with two defenders in front of him. SCMC Black looking to turn the ball back that other way. Good touch out of the corner, but not a lot of space between the setup and the goal. Means that OC Redbacks don't need to do too much to make this save. 40 seconds remaining. Redbacks will be taking this second game, and this will put themselves in position for a 3-0 sweep over STMC Black, and it would be the second season in a row that STMC comes into the conference semifinal matchup as favorites and falling short in what could be described as an upset. And it's a little bit unfortunate to see, I feel like, for this lineup, because this is a strong team and they come into these situations with high expectations. I almost wonder if it's a case of the pressure perhaps getting to this squad of playing at this next level. Either way, it does look as if time is winding down. Probably going to be seeing a 4-0 scoreline unless something absolutely crazy happens right now. Shot was there. It looked like everyone was trying to get that ball into the Redbacks goal, even Redbacks players themselves. Not meant to be. OC Redbacks take themselves a big 2-0 series lead off of that 4-0 victory. And now, OC Redbacks, they are one game away from going to, there we go, our next and our essentially conference final matchup. It's going to be a tough match for them either way. I do feel as if, the Redbacks, if they continue with this this aggressive offensive mindset, they're going to find a lot of success. It almost looks as if they're trying to emulate Cringe Society of all teams right now. Just the best defense is a good offense. Stay hungry. Stay attacking. Don't let your opponents get away with anything for free. Make them work for every inch on this pitch. That has been the approach so far and has been working out for them. Kenneth, though, willing to put in that work, tries to take it over the top. Good read by Freedu, yet Luca on the tight rotation is there. And now we're seeing SCMC Black get a little bit of offense going. Luca looking to cut things down at the middle of the pitch. Does cause one attacker to overcommit, but cannot flick it over the likes of Freedu. Ball in the air. Lemon Juice that little bit higher. Trying to set up Luca from underneath. The shot looked good, just not quite accurate enough. Open net means Luca will pop it in, and STMC Black take the lead for the first time this series, 35 seconds into Game 3. And this is one of the pitfalls sometimes of being a bit of an over-aggressive team. You can leave yourself an exposed net at occasions. And that is twice now SCMC Black has been able to find an open net so far in this series. Although, again, with the way how the OC Redbacks are playing, you feel like they're going to be able to create a bit more opportunities for themselves. But this time it's Lemon Juice winning the 50 on the ground. Now making it 2-0 for STMC Black. And this series not over yet. STMC setting themselves up possibly to take this game number 3 and get moving on the reverse sweep. Still plenty of time in Game 3, so it's not as if the Redbacks are out of it yet. But STMC Black, it looks as if they've woken up. They've tightened up their spacing. They're preparing for some of these 1v1s, but Rinkaroo with the spike. Are you kidding me? Where does this one come from as we watch it again, setting himself up, spikes it down just underneath. A great play from the team captain from the OC Redbacks to get them back within 1. 3 goals in this first minute of game number 3. An offensive explosion, realistically, as each team are sort of pulling their defenders and going attack, 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 it feels like. Kenneth goes for the 50, does lose out. As we're watching Lemon Juice now, gonna try to find a way. Maybe get that shot. Harvey, opportunity, trying to play through that corner. Doesn't quite beat out the defender just yet. Luca trying to find an opening. That's the shot from Rinkaroo. The follow-up by Harvey's there, but not enough power. As underneath it goes Freedu now. Going to look for any sort of way to keep it on the attacking half, but the ball steals over Freedu, who was kind of stuck in no man's land right there. I like how STMC Black are starting to sort of adapt a horizontal approach in their gameplay. They're keeping that ball up high, and this is what I was talking about where I feel like STMC Black still possibly could be that better mechanical team. I do trust STMC Black a bit more with their aerial play, with the exception of Rinkaroo. I think Rinkaroo right now can do no wrong with a lot of these touches. Yet, if consistently, I'm going to be leaning towards STMC Black to possibly get that aerial. I like that pass. I like that shot. Harvey with the save, but they can't stop the third man. Kenneth will bang it in, and once more, STMC Black get themselves the 2-goal cushion that they desperately, desperately need if they want to take this game number 3. You see the replay right there. Kenneth going to be feeling pretty happy with that one. STMC still looking super competitive in this matchup. Kickoff looks to be going Freedu's way. It's off the backboard. Do we see the shot? Harvey was there, but couldn't quite get the spike they were looking for. Now Kenneth tries to clear it down the middle of the pitch. I imagine Rinkaroo is back there, but comes at it at a hard angle, and Kenneth pressing forward, sets up his team. STMC Black no longer playing back, no longer playing passively. They've also kind of found that aggressive edge, and they are finding that success off of the OC Redbacks defense, which admittedly was kind of sloppy in games number 1 and 2. There has been a few open nets. There has been a few defensive commits when the Redbacks are on that defensive side of the pitch. And unfortunately for them, I think STMC Black has finally recognized that, and they are now more willing to get aggressive if it means keeping the Redbacks on the back foot. Lemon Juice now has that chance for the clear, looking to go underneath. Not going to see the backboard setup just yet. Kenneth instead will play it through the corner. Someone's got to get underneath this one, and it looked to be Harvey as he does get back to the middle of the pitch for Freedu. Kenneth going to try to make the wall read, gets there just before Freedu, but once more Rinkaroo will be the faster player to the ball. Corner set up. It's off that backboard shot coming from Kenneth. It is disrupted from now. Sorry, shot from Harvey, I should say. Kenneth from behind, though, does get the clear at the cost of getting demoed, and Rinkaroo, aerial from downtown, cannot beat Lemon Juice to the ball. And I love how Luca is immediately recognizing the positioning of Rinkaroo and just bumping him away from what could have been a very devastating shot. Under 2 minutes to go, 3-goal differential, and it is STMC Black now on the attacking half. I feel like we do see game 3 going this blue side right now as Harvey gets a bit of a clear, looking for that next touch, throws it back to the middle of the pitch. Shot coming from Rinkaroo, but not going to find too much just yet. Lemon Juice, shot. That's nearly actually goes by everyone. Rinkaroo forced to make the save. I thought the first defender had it. Luca now going for the spike from underneath. Harvey can get that touch. Kenneth looking to make the read on the wall, but doesn't get the distance needed. As we approach our final 80 seconds or so of game number 3, STMC Black with their 3-goal cushion now can start to relax a bit, I might think, especially when they are on the attack. It looks as if they will be taking this third game, moving us along to a game 4 where still anything might be able to happen. Lemon Juice, nice little touch, tries to beat out Harvey. Is successful in doing so. Off the wall we go. OC Redbacks are kind of crowding that corner right there, and I don't like that. It means there would be no real velocity on any touches. Freedu does pull back, but it kind of killed that attack, unfortunately, from their positioning. They were in a good spot to sort of stop any sort of STMC counterattack. And that probably has ended this game. I don't see the Redbacks creating enough opportunities for themselves to find 3 goals in 37 seconds. And now we need to look forward because STMC Black have sort of found that Redback weakness. Just hold the thought. We could see a shot here. Oh, that last second bump by Luca, it looked like, actually saves that goal. So back to the point at hand. STMC Black, they looked a lot more confident in this game 3. I think the pressure and the nerves probably subsiding a little bit as they realize the situation, do or die. You got to play to our strengths, and they did just that. So when we look towards Game 4, it's going to be up to the OC Redbacks right now to sort of find ways to adapt and handle an aggressive STMC Black lineup. Because we know OC Redbacks can beat them when they're playing passively, but can they beat them when they play aggressive? That's what we're going to have to find out. STMC and Black, they take Game 3, they make this a proper series, and they start to look like a team that could, you know, possibly pull off that reverse sweep. A 4-1 victory, relatively convincing. I'm curious, though, is if they get that hot start again, they probably take game number 4, but what happens if STMC Black don't get that hard start? They definitely look a lot more comfortable when playing with that lead than they do when behind. I think when behind, that's when they start to question some of their decisions. And that puts a lot of emphasis on the first goal, as it does appear we are going straight into game number 4. No time to rest. Again, OC Redbacks, 1 game away from advancing to the conference finals. STMC Black, they need to get that reverse sweep. First goal has proven to be super important so far in this series, and it is the Redbacks on that opening attack. Here we go. Rink, shot. Oh, it looked good, but the save was made. And again, Redbacks trying to become this aggressive team. They push everyone forward, and it does open the door for the counterattack. Fortunately for them, the STMC Black cannot find that goal just yet. And that's almost a missed opportunity, I feel like, for STMC, but perhaps it's not over just yet. Lemon Juice has a chance to get the pinch, successful in doing so, forcing, again, you know, a lot of boost and resources being used by the Redbacks on defense. Harvey nearly owned goals it right there, is able to avoid the ball. A 2-man bump normally equates to a goal, but Rinkaroo able to get his own car on that ball and clear it back the other way. That was a fantastic setup, and the snipe from Luca finds the upper corner of the net. 1-0 for STMC. The Kobe shot from all the way in his own team's box. Harvey, you got to make contact with those, as unfortunately he does not. And STMC Black, they get that critical goal number 1. And with momentum, we've seen STMC Black can run away with a game. Harvey, though, looking to take it right back. It was a good back pass, but Luca beating the backboard, steals it away, has boost, has the flick. It's off the backboard. Do you have another member? Not quite fast enough, but Luca, even on that back rotation, is able to throw it back towards the box. Ball, scary situation. Rinkaroo clear down the middle. Lemon Juice, kind of playing as that third member, though, is staying back and is able to corral it. Gets it over the top of Freedo. Harvey whips it in front of the box, leaves it up to Rinkaroo to try to get it past mid-pitch. Luca gets demoed, so any counterattack from STMC Black is quelled before it gets going. Lemon Juice now will be the one leading the attack away from that third-man position. Kenneth, shot, net open, but it's not an accurate ball just yet. Lemon Juice still going to play off the backboard. It's going to fall in a dangerous spot, but fortunately Freedo was able to get up and make contact with it. Luca gets a touch, looks for another one, going to try and follow through with the pop-up, gets it to the corner, 50-50. Not really won by anyone just yet. Ball in a scary spot. I love that demo from Rinkaroo, as it does open up himself to get that next touch. Tight spacing coming from the Redbacks, and another good touch from Rinkaroo. However, it does look as if the OC Redbacks are starting to rotate back, and now they're double committing, so small communicational breakdowns from this orange side. The bump onto Kenneth doesn't lead to an open net. Harvey going to try to play through the corner. A little bit too tight, means Luca will try to clear it. Harvey does get that next touch, but Rinkaroo is the one who actually shuts down Black for now. Halfway through game number 4. Still a 1-goal game. STMC Black trying to stay alive in this tournament. They need to hold on to this lead for another 2.5 minutes to take us to that game 5. Kenneth, ball down the middle of the pitch. No one in that back corner, means Kenneth can actually put it wherever he wants. Tries to go for the solo play. Ball in the scary spot, yet no one from STMC Black willing to overcommit for that shot. They'd rather hold on to the lead, yet Kenneth bumping his own teammate, letting the ball sail over his head. Disaster on defense right now for STMC. Leads to a Redback opportunity. Ball on the backboard. Kenneth bumps Harvey and the ball away from falling in front of that net. And once more, you can see the Redbacks, for the most part, they're falling back defensively. Freedo, though, still will get that shot to the box. Rinkaroo's there. It looked good, but he pushed it a little bit too far to the right. 1:45 remaining. STMC fighting for survival. Harvey, flick, cannot put it accurately, and Luca is able to make that read, yet he throws it right back to 2 attackers. A double commit means there's no third member for the Redbacks right now, yet Lemon Juice cannot make contact with the ball. Harvey across the middle of the pitch. Freedo there, but he actually whiffs it. Fortunately, Rinkaroo can play it off the wall. It's water falling down. but Rinkaroo can't beat Kenneth to it. A minute 20 to go. OC Redbacks still being shut out in this fourth game. STMC Black, they were down 2-0. Reverse sweep situation if they can take it to game 5. Freedo, middle of the pitch, shot. It's good. It's off the crossbar, and it does not go in as Kenneth gets that pinch. I do not know how that ball was not in the net. It had to have been Pixels. Yet Kenneth may have just saved STMC Black. Freedo still keeping that attacking pressure on. You have Rinkaroo right behind him. The bump is there. Rinkaroo over the top. And the Redbacks do find their equalizer with 46 seconds remaining. My goodness, that save from Kenneth, even if STMC Black happened to fall, has got to be the best save we have seen in this tournament when you take in the context of everything that is going down. Yet, the Redbacks regain their aggressive edge, and now Harvey with the breakaway. It's just Lemon Juice in his way. An own goal! No! Kenneth knocks it in! And with 41 seconds to go, STMC may have just own goaled themselves out of the tournament. A disaster for this Black side, which now only has less than a minute to re-find their equalizer. So much pressure right now on this blue team. They need to strike and strike quickly. They have so few opportunities left. Freedo from the corner looking for something. Instead winds up slow playing it, and that's a double commit coming from the Redbacks, yet they still get it to the Black side of the pitch. A goal could end it all. Lemon Juice lets it sail behind him, and it is Harvey who gives the 2-goal cushion with 26 seconds remaining. The OC Redbacks have scored 3 goals, it appears, in about 35 seconds of play to take the lead in this game and in this series. STMC Black, for the second semester in a row, could be watching their XP dreams go up in flames in the conference semifinals. They need that miracle play, and they need it now, yet tight rotations from the Redbacks are making it so difficult. Rinkaroo adds another one. This game is done. The OC Redbacks will be advancing to the conference finals. We will get to see them play again next week. What a fantastic game. What a fantastic series as we kind of just hit those final 12 seconds. The turnaround in that final minute was something phenomenal, and my heart goes out to STMC Black. You saw how desperate they were. That save from Kenneth was a thing of legends, yet it will not be enough as the Redbacks claim that victory. It was 4 goals in the final minute to put this one away. It's a 3-1 series victory. Freedo, Rinkaroo, and YT Harvey. Again, when you look at the Redbacks and you look at where they began last semester, and look at where they are right now, the improvement from this team has been absolutely phenomenal. And today in particular, they started showing that aggressive edge, something that I've been calling for, I feel like, since this tournament began. And they're seeing those results. The second they started to get aggressive again in that fourth game, that's when they found those opportunities, sometimes even forcing them, and they got those critical goals. For STMC Black, this is going to be a tough loss to swallow, I feel like, because they had it in their grasp. They had that 1-0 lead. Harvey made one of the most amazing saves I have seen, yet it would not be enough. And they're going to hold their heads high, I feel like, because they had another great season. They did make it to the knockout stage, but their journey does end here as we now have to look forward to our Conference B matches. St. Edmunds C2 and Chisholm Green will be happening off-screen, but when we return, it will be St. Edmunds C1 taking on the Chisholm Maroons to figure out who is going to be in our Conference B finals as well. So do not go too far. More Rocket League when we return.
I've always loved the Avengers deeply. Getting a chance to make artwork for the Avengers means the world to me. The way I approach my art is a collage where I take disparate elements and bring them together so that the whole piece is stronger than all the elements on their own. With the Avengers, if I'm able to tell this valiant story of good versus evil, then I've had a really good day.
Thinking about the best way to save this. out the best way. I'm up thinking out the best way. I'm up thinking out the best way. I'm up thinking out the best way to save them. I'm up thinking out the best way. I'm up thinking out the best way. I think that you should come back home.
Measured in gigahertz, your CPU's clock speed is the number of cycles it can complete every single second. So with a clock speed of up to 5.3 gigahertz, the 10th gen Intel Core i9 processors can execute up to 5.3 billion cycles per second. Each activity on your computer has a set number of CPU cycles it requires to complete. In gaming, this can look like anything from loading games and rendering objects to simulating enemy AI or calculating realistic game physics. Having a CPU capable of executing more cycles per second allows your computer to more effectively handle these activities, resulting in a variety of gameplay benefits. These benefits materialize in ways you may not expect. For instance, frame rate, a common indicator of in-game performance, is generally higher and more consistent when running on a processor that executes more cycles per second, or said another way, has a higher clock speed. Additional technologies like Intel Turbo Boost Max and Thermal Velocity Boost dynamically enable higher clock speeds for increased performance benefit. Whether you're looking to increase your frame rates for smoother gameplay or reduce AI enemy decision-making for quicker turn times, you'll feel the difference with higher clock speeds on PCs powered by Intel Core processors. Gaming happens with Intel.
And hello, everybody. Welcome back to the conference semifinal day here at the XPHSL Season 2 Rocket League Tournament. I am still Max Formal Von Neumann, although you can just call me Formal. I feel that's formal and fitting. This shirt has a collar. It looks good. Feels good, too. XP, they have great merch, actually, so I think all of you should actually go check XP out on their website, because they also got some sick hats and, hey, some sick giveaways, as well as we are giving away with our friends over at Intel a i7 10th Gen processor. Now, in order to qualify for this giveaway, there's a sign-up link on the website. It's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, so please go out there, sign up. You might be the lucky one to win it. Similarly, as well, we are giving away a 2 BAV Synology D220J Disk Station Gigabit NAS unit. This is another one that we are looking to be giving away out there, so please sign up. Now, I know that one's only been recently. Same places you can find it, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website. So head out there, put your name down, and you can get that fine piece of hardware. Similarly, as well, you know, not only are we giving things away to you for entering in these events, but we're also giving away some pretty sick prizes to the winners of this event. Like, for starters, you get a flag that you can hang. It's about 60 centimeters tall. I actually need one of those back in my room, as well as there's weird lighting that happens on the back of the room. It's very, very bright. You get your trophies. You get a gaming chair, which is pretty sweet. That actually I'm really jealous of. You get a full, like, gaming setup as well, including a mouse, a keyboard, a pad, a headset, all sort of supplied through the Computer Alliance. It's all Asus stuff as well, so you know it is good. Runner-ups, they also get themselves some trophies, some mouses, and some pads, and pretty much everyone who has sort of made it through that Academy League, the top 2 teams as well, the champions and the runner-ups, they each get trophies as well, plus that big prize, you know, for the Academy League, coaching from the Canberra Havoc, which I'm sure they will put to use, get to learn from the best of Leduc, Walcott, and Spidosh. Walcott in particular is one who I would love to pick the brains of. If you joined us this Saturday for that OCE demolition event, Walcott was arguably one of the smartest players actually on that pitch. His game knowledge and instinct is astounding. So being a chance to sort of break down and really nitpick at that lineup, something worth playing for. So a big thank you to our sponsors in that regard for helping supply some of these prizes to these winning schools. As I think now let's take a look at about more of what we're expecting for this next matchup. It's time to break down what's going to happen with our second conference semifinals, as St. Edmunds C1 is going to be taking on the Chisholm Maroons here on stream. Now, in the past, I have said not once but twice I'm leaning towards St. Edmunds to take this matchup, and twice Chisholm Maroons have won 3-0. So I'm not going to fall victim to that anymore. I now finally do believe in the Chisholm Maroons. I think that even though this is a 2v3 seeded match, Chisholm Maroons historically have proven to sort of have that edge over St. Edmunds, so I'm leaning towards them to take this series possibly quite comfortably as well with that 3-0 scoreline. Similarly as well, St. Edmunds C2 taking on Chisholm Green in our other conference semifinal. That's a bit of a different one. St. Edmunds C2 has been looking like probably the strongest team in this tournament. So even though Chisholm Green last time did pull off the upset during our first season in this exact same round, they have a tougher opponent than the likes of STMC Black. Either way, though, we're on the pitch right now. St. Edmunds C1 are in blue, Chisholm Maroon, they're in orange, and it is St. Edmunds who look to have that initial attack, yet Mountain with no dew will be able to clear it right back for this Chisholm Maroon side. Again, both times these teams have played, 3-0 victories for Chisholm Maroon. St. Edmunds have yet to take a game off of this squad, and they're going to need to take 3 today, yet with that opening spike from Lasso, it's already looking like a tough ask. As Marshall, exposed backboard above the net, has all the time and space to set up that pass. Lasso able to catch it, and it didn't take long for the Maroons to get that 1-0 lead. Only 20 seconds into it, in fact, so St. Edmunds already on this back foot where we've seen them before. Now, when St. Edmunds does perform well, it actually is that player right there, Savage Yonks, who needs to set up, yet the miss from Avail, who has had consistency issues previously in this matchup, does kind of whiff on the ball right here, didn't get the height needed. It looked actually like that was a single jump from Avail when you probably needed to go for the double straight away if he was going to be able to get that height. It is a 2-0 lead now for the Chisholm Maroons, and we've only just started. Fake kickoff going for the demo leads to an open net, yet Hyped Octros is able to make the initial save. Can't stop Lasso on the follow-through. That is a kickoff. You know the Chisholm Maroons have been practicing as well. 3-0 now in favor of this orange side, and they are off to a fantastic start. Sort of what has come to be expected in this rivalry, and I'm calling this a rivalry right now because between St. Edmunds and Chisholm, we're looking at, two schools, each of them facing off with each other. They're the top 4 teams of this conference, so definitely a rivalry has grown, I feel, between these two schools. You know they want to take their opponents out, but right now it is the Chisholm Maroons side as Mountain with no do will set up through the corner. Lasso tries to get that next touch. Not going to find it just yet. Through the corner we go. Savage Yonks trying to hold on. That post defense right now gets right back behind it as Hyped Octros will be the player who follows it through. Marshall, though, sees that open net, tries to bang it. Avail playing back as that third member. I would like to see Avail try and establish some backboard defense because, again, it is exposed, and Mountain with no do thinks about going up for it. Instead gives way to Lasso, pulls back, acts to be that next shooter, and gets it just underneath. 4-0 now for the Chisholm Maroons as they are absolutely putting on a clinic in these opening seconds of this game. 4 goals in 75 seconds right now, nearly averaging a goal every 15 seconds. In fact, exactly averaging a goal every 20 seconds or so, a bit more likely. Either way, Chisholm Maroons, math might not be my strong suit, but that's okay. I'm sure everyone here is a bit smarter than me. Also, actually, an awkward touch nearly allows St. Edmunds to bang it in right there. And that's a missed opportunity for this blue side, one that they probably are going to want back moving forward as Hyped Octros gets that play off the backboard. No one underneath. A couple whiffs from both sides, and it's Avail who gets that first touch on the ball. Says we'll now look to throw it back. Lasso from underneath tries to slow play it. A very tight spacing from Mountain with no do means the attacking pressure is immediately given up by the Chisholm Maroons side, who do seem to kind of have laxed up a bit. I think they're playing a bit more casual right now, and they're looking a little bit more ball chasey. That's okay, though. They do have that 4-goal cushion to play with. Imagine if we're going to start trying to see some trick shot attempts, as St. Edmunds will be looking to punish. And Hyped Octros in the past has shown some aerial prowess. Similarly, so has Savage Yonks. The two of these players actually can be incredibly strong once they get momentum going. So Chisholm Maroons shouldn't be looking to give too much space, I feel, to the St. Edmunds side, because they might be able to fight back. As you can see right there, Hyped Octros able to make reads, sets up Savage Yonks, but the next touch does get behind the St. Edmunds player, who through the corner does get bumped off the ball. Marshall with the chance, pulls it in the box. Where is the shooter? It was going to be Lasso, but didn't want to risk too much, so doesn't take the shot just yet. Mount with no do now. Opportunity perhaps. Savage Yonks gets a nice touch to push it away. Marshall has to play through the corner. Looking again for a bit of anything, but not going to find it. Hyped Octros near breakaway. Gets it over to Savage Yonks, but the backward defense is good for the Chisholm Maroons. Good dish back to Lasso. Now, if Mountain with no do actually had held on to the boost, I think he could have had a chance for the aerial play right there, but he wasn't entirely sure where Lasso was, so you can see he burned 50% of this boost on that initial clear, and that actually kind of cost Chisholm Maroons that attacking opportunity. This team is at the stage right now where they know what to do, they know where to be. The next step for their gameplay actually are those little things like boost management and how to sort of maximize and optimize their attacking efforts. Good to know moving forward. As Lasso does get back to the St. Edmunds side of the pitch. Marshall goes for the pinch, but Hyped Octros makes the defensive read. Still an open-ish net. Savage Yonks able to make that first save. No third defender in that goal, yet it doesn't look as if Chisholm Maroons are going to be in position to fully capitalize on it. Minute 15 to go. Mount with no do. Gets bumped off the ball. Lasso from underneath. Try to throw it back to the center. Actually going for a bit of an air dribble. There's Mount with no do. Backboard setup. Lasso tries to throw it back. No one there to tap that one in or out of play, realistically. Eventually, St. Edmunds do find that defensive clear. But with a minute to go, I feel time definitely not on the blue side, and it should be a Chisholm Maroon 1-0 victory. You can see even when St. Edmunds actually gets the ball onto the orange side of the pitch, no one feeling confident enough to really step up and try and challenge Chisholm. And that just gives them so much space to kill time, set up the counterattack however they would like. St. Edmunds, they need to take a page out of, the OC Redbacks book at this stage, or even out of SDMC Black, and just get a bit more aggressive with their positioning, because right now Chisholm Maroons, with the space given to them, are just free to do whatever they want. 5-0 lead as Mountain with No Do just is able to find that Kobe shot. 2 defenders went up, but none of them went down with the ball. So a 5-0 victory does mean the Chisholm Maroons will be taking a very, very convincing Game 1 victory. So sort of wait to see what happens during these final 30 seconds. St. Edmunds, bit of a rough start. It's a really unfortunate for St. Edmunds too. They've got to feel a little bit unlucky that this is the matchup they kind of found themselves up against in this bracket. Just because against every other team, it feels like St. Edmunds actually is very, very strong. Yet Chisholm Maroons have just always seemed to have their number all season long. Never been able to overcome this hurdle. Perhaps it's all set up. Perhaps they're just waiting for the Chisholm Maroons to go up 2-0 after what would essentially be 8-0 overall throughout the history of the season, just to pull off the ultimate reverse sweep. That's still a possibility. Still, even in order to get there, though, Chisholm Maroons are going to have to win yet another game. They are currently up in this one, 1-0. If this play continues at the rate it is, I do expect it to be a 2-0 lead. Lasso, in particular, has to be that player that St. Edmunds needs to be wary of, because Lasso is playing faster than he has in the past, and he is playing so much more confidence as well. Some of those shots in that first minute and a half were really, really exhilarating to watch, and Lasso kind of being that focal point of this Chisholm offensive attack. He needs to be shut down for St. Edmunds to have a chance to get back in this, and I don't know if St. Edmunds really has that confidence just yet. Unfortunately, in this game, they didn't really show me that aggressive edge that we've seen from all the other teams thus far on stream in this semis. That said, we saw from SDMC Black, though, as soon as you find that little momentum booster, you can start taking games back. So this series, far, far from over. And again, I look at Savage Yonks, I look at Hyped Octros. I've seen them do amazing things in the past. They have it within themselves. This series is not over yet as we do kick off into game number 2. Mountain with No Do trying to play through the corner. Gets underneath it themselves. The pinch actually goes against the Chisholm side, and Mountain with No Do nearly puts it into his own goal. That's going to set up a Veil with the shot. No power behind it. Means Mountain with No Do will be able to recover and read it from the corner. Savage Yonks going to push it right back to this orange side. Actually gets the next touch as well. If he gets one more off of this backboard, this could be good. Hyped Octros is there for the shot, yet Mountain with No Do from underneath is able to make that save, and unfortunately Avail unable to make that defensive read. Open net, Mountain with No Do will score. It took a bit longer than in game number 1, but the result is still the same. A Chisholm Maroon 1-0 lead as we do see a replay of just a wide open exposed net. Now, Hyped Octros and Savage Yonk, they're each pushing forward to make that attack. They are leaving Avail as that third member, and I'm not necessarily sure I entirely agree with this. Yes, Avail probably is the least consistent player at getting touches, but he did look more comfortable when attacking than when on defense. We saw that in that last game. Playing mid-pitch, Avail did get a couple good bangs on the ball, but the consistency issues, unfortunately, almost make him a liability at times in that third member. I want to see Avail used differently, because this is a talented player. I just don't feel that St. Edmunds, their rotations, are allowing him to thrive at this stage, and the Chisholm Maroons are kind of capitalizing on it. Savage Yonks now looking for the setup to Avail, and this is what I mean. Avail nearly puts one in. This is why I want to see Avail more on attack. While he doesn't always have power behind those shots, the positioning and the lobs do catch the Chisholm Maroons off guard. However, a counterattack from this orange side will lead to another goal. 2-0 now in favor of the Maroons. Watching this one again, it was Hyped Octros who was acting as that third defender, wasn't really playing the backboard, had to try to make that read, and just could not do it. Chisholm Maroon a little bit too dynamic with their offensive approach for the St. Edmunds C1 side to handle. Now 2 goals down, still haven't scored a goal yet in this series. St. Edmunds, they still have to try to find that on switch. Savage Yonks looking for it, thinking it's on the orange side of the field. Gets that next touch off of the wall, yet Lasso is still going to be able to throw it back down. It's a 2v1 situation, but by pushing it too far in front of him, that is Hyped Octros who is going to be able to make that save. Ball pass back, an opportunity for Savage Yonks, just not able to connect. Now Mountain with no do, throwing it back across the pitch. Hyped Octros through that corner. Actually going to slow play this one. Tried to save boost, but Mountain with no do will immediately steal it away. Now off of that backboard, looking to set someone up. It looked as if Marshall had a bad read. Savage Yonks with the clear attempt, and actually forced to touch it back. I'm not sure if Lasso actually got the bump onto Savage Yonks right there. Either way, Hyped Octros. Good setup in the middle of the pitch. Unfortunately, it looked to be Avail being a bit too slow to it, and that sets up Chisholm Maroon for a shooting opportunity. Unable to corral it just yet. Mountain with no do bumped away from the play. Savage Yonks gets a great defensive touch. Good recovery as well. Avail putting it back up. Couldn't quite get it to the backboard. Savage Yonks goes for the 50, but Lotso wins it this time. Hyped Octros throws up that lob, and it's going to be forced to chase it. Turns it into a shot. Mountain with no do makes a save, but Avail puts one right back on target, and Avail finally connects with that lob shot. Does get the first goal for St. Edmunds, and finally this school gets on the board. You can see right there, I think it was a double commit with that first offensive attack. Not enough boost required to catch the lob out of Avail, and that is a 2-1 lead for the Chisholm Maroons. That goal cushion back down within one. Marshall off of the kickoff. Not going to find too much just yet. So Avail will be forced to play it off of that backboard. Mountain with no do, swings and misses. Lasso playing mid-pitch. Pops it over Avail, yet a tight spaced play from Hyped Octros. Did almost get a St. Edmunds attack going. Not going to be the case just yet. Avail, top of the wall, swings and misses the ball. From behind now, Mountain with no do actually has space to work with, has a bit of boost. Going to use all of it, though, trying to set the pass down to Lasso, who will now have to play through the corner. Good read by Savage Yonks to get there first, and a double commit means Marshall has to keep the attacking pressure on for the Chisholm Maroons. And again, a double commit. Lasso gets it to the backboard. Good read by Savage Yonks, although Avail accidentally bumping. Sorry, that wasn't Avail. That was Marshall, I think, got bumped by Lasso, which kind of disrupted the Chisholm Maroon attack. Avail sees the ball sail over their head, unfortunately, but Hyped Octros there to back him up. Pass to Lasso, ball in the air. Someone's got to jump up for it. Someone's got to go for it eventually. It is Avail who gets to the ball first. Bit of ping pong happening right now. Neither team really establishing scoring pressure just yet. As Marshall gets a pinch off of that backboard. This could be a shot, but no one's in the middle of the pitch to turn it around. Lasso playing back all the way at defense. He's going to try and stop this counterattack, but you can see St. Edmunds playing so far back means they have to burn all their boost just to get to the ball. No sustainability in this sort of approach. Chisholm Maroons immediately throw it back to the blue side, and Lasso actually an awkward miss. Now with no do, tries to find something. Hyped Octros nearly gets a tough angled shot. Not going to hit it just yet, but resources now being collected by the Chisholm Maroons. As you can see, Lasso collecting it right there. I do believe he should be able to make the touch right now from underneath. Marshall actually doesn't beat Hyped Octros to the ball. And St. Edmunds, they're playing so far back, unfortunately, and that, as a result, means that they cannot capitalize on the boost struggles that Chisholm Maroons were clearly, being victim of in that situation. Very unfortunate for the St. Edmunds side, as now Chisholm Maroons are back on this attack. 15 seconds to go. Desperation time now for St. Edmunds. They need to start pushing forward, and they need to start doing it now. Hyped Octros cannot get to the ball. In fact, it's a shot from Mountain with no do that goes off the crossbar and in. That will secure game number 2 for this orange side, and the Chisholm Maroons will be one game away from that clean sweep. As we can see right here, 5 seconds remaining in this one. Hopefully, St. Edmunds can find that aggressive edge as we do go into game 3, but I do not believe that is going to be the case. As ball plays it off the wall, Marshall and Lasso fight for it. Ball eventually hits the ground, and Chisholm Maroons one game away from that conference final, from that rematch potentially with St. Edmunds C2, or even their sister team, Chisholm Green, if they once again can pull off that conference semifinal upset. Now, Chisholm Maroons historically are the better performing Chisholm team, and if you go back to season 1, they weren't the team that advanced to the conference finals. It was actually Chisholm Green who got there. They didn't get through that. They didn't make it to that grand final, but for Chisholm, again, it's looking like for the second season in a row, they will have one squad make it to the conference finals, and that would be a pretty successful showing for them. Meanwhile, St. Edmunds C2, I'm still favoring them to take down Chisholm Green, happening again on our other stream. Now, we are recording this game, and if you want to watch how these off-stream games do go, please check out our XP Esports YouTube page, where all of these games, plus all the games that all the Rocket League games realistically that aren't played on stream, not only from this high school league, but from this past weekend as well. They will eventually be uploaded. I'm still looking to go back and watch Forbidden Gaming take on Cringe Society in the winner's semifinal. I still want to know how Cringe Society wound up losing that game in bigger detail. Yet, that's for another time. We still got to focus on this high school Rocket League right now, and St. Edmunds C1. They're in that reverse sweep situation. We've seen them here twice already in this season against this Chisholm Maroon team, and maybe third time's the charm. Maybe now they can mount that comeback. Avail has gotten one goal. I feel getting Avail attacking and not playing defense is super critical for the St. Edmunds side. I also want to see them tighten their attacking rotations as well. Maybe get up something with a bit more sustained going. You'll get more opportunities because Chisholm Maroons have been doing a very, very good job at just sort of playing to the space given to them, and St. Edmunds just cannot afford to give that space up anymore. As we get back into this, Avail unfortunately can't make the touch as Lasso from underneath. Savage Yonks misses as well. Lasso, everyone's having a chance to try and stop them, but as they say in baseball, 3 strikes, you are out. There's 1, there's 2, and at the very end, Hyped Octros, unfortunately, there is number 3. A great lead for the Chisholm Maroons right out of the gate. It took 25 seconds, and the Maroons are already in position to try and take this series. Savage Yonks going to go back to that corner to try to make the read, yet won't be able to find too much. Lasso, attacking pressure there off the backboard, straight to Mountain with no do. The St. Edmunds backboard defense again, continuing to be the Achilles heel of this squad, and Chisholm Maroons are so good at attacking it and finding these angles. A great shot from Mount with no 2 gives this orange side the 2-goal lead just half a minute into this first game. And St. Edmunds, they struggle a bit when from behind. Now or never, they've got to start getting a bit more aggressive, getting in that Chisholm face. Avail, awkward miss, yet fortunately no one's there to bang it through. That was a very open net. Scary situation for St. Edmunds, as Avail does make contact. Clears it down the middle, and Lasso does let the ball get behind him, and now is where I want to see those tight rotations. Yet with that lob up, Hyped Octros forced on that back foot. It's a double commit, but that's okay. Avail did make contact. Savage Yonks, unfortunately, though, did not. And Mount with no do will be able to throw it back over to that other side of the pitch. Ball off the backboard. Hyped Octros from underneath. Going to try and follow this one through. Gets another touch. That net is open, yet Lasso able to rotate around in time. Nearly gets a pass up to Marshall as well. That would have been a beautiful counterattack had Chisholm Maroons connected on it. Yet 3:40 to go. An opportunity for St. Edmunds that they weren't able to capitalize on just yet, and they're going to need a fair few more of those if they want any chance to come back in this game. Savage Yonks doesn't beat Mount with no do to the ball. Again, Chisholm Maroon just peppering that backboard, yet not really looking for the shot just yet. I think they want more St. Edmunds players to fight out of that box, and Avail does just that. You see the fall through right there from Marshall. Anyone there for the shot? It's going to be Mount with no do, but instead of putting it on target, pushes it into the corner. You can see that tight, aggressive play coming from the Chisholm Maroons right now. They're not giving St. Edmunds any space to work with. Hyped Octros! Ooh, nearly a pass off the back, actually. I believe that was from, not too sure. It was from one of the Chisholm players. I didn't quite see who it was. I believe it was Savage Yonks. Wasn't able to find it just there. Hyped Octros now, though, will look to clear it across the middle. Savage Yonks there. This is the speed from St. Edmunds when they play confidently, but they can't get the backboard redirect. An unfortunate missed opportunity for St. Edmunds. I digress, though. I do want to see more of that because that was the most promising offensive flurry we've really seen from them in a good while. 2.5 minutes to go. Lasso reads out one defender, setting up Mountain with no do to tap it in. And now a 3-goal cushion for the Chisholm Maroons side. 3-0. That's what they want this series score to be. Maybe they'll get the win at the end of it all, but fantastic showing from this Chisholm Maroons side. The confidence is there. Those tighter rotations, I love seeing them. I feel like Chisholm Maroons have actually gotten better since this opening game. Like, they had that offensive flurry in game number 1 where they got like 4 goals in about a minute and 15 seconds. But if we're looking at like fundamentals and team positioning, I've been liking Chisholm Maroon a lot more in this third game than in the first game. And unfortunately for St. Edmunds, it just means it's going to be that much tougher to find any attacking pressure. And those few opportunities that they're going to get, they have to capitalize on, as they might be able to set something up for themselves right now, actually. Awkward miss from the Chisholm defense. Avail puts it up for Savage Yonks. He keeps it off the backboard. Where's the third member? You got to push forward. You got to look for that goal. Savage Yonks still keeping it there. Finally, Hyped Octros does press forward, and St. Edmunds gets the goal. That one felt like an inevitability. Like, eventually, someone was going to take that shot. Lasso, unfortunately, got in Marshall's way on defense. Having another look at it right there. Very beneficial for St. Edmunds that the Chisholm Maroon defense kind of panicked towards the end, yet still looking pretty good right now for this Chisholm Maroon side as they look to find yet another goal. Ball bouncing in the box off of that crossbar. Someone's got to bang this in or out, and eventually it will be High Dogtross taking it away. A minute and a half right now. St. Edmunds needs 2 goals to try and find that equalizer. They need to get back in this one. It is do or die for the tournament. Avail looking to maybe get that clear, but Lasso with sniper precision might have just killed St. Edmunds XP dreams with this shot. As you can see, he kept it low, kept it tight, and with 2 cars facing the left, he pushed it to the right. A pretty easy read for Lasso, and one that probably seals the deal. This Chisholm Maroon team, they're going to be getting their rematch. I would have to think they're going to be getting that Conference B showdown that we should all be just getting excited to see, as I'm expecting St. Edmunds C2 is most likely getting the win. Lasso continuing to just run up the score right now. A hat trick at this stage from Lasso, as that was his 3rd. So the Chisholm Maroons, they're going to take this 3rd game, it looks like, in a very comfortable fashion. I have seen once a comeback from this scoreline with 1:06 remaining. So it is possible. I don't want to count out St. Edmunds entirely, but that was due to some very extreme circumstance. High Dogtross, though, gets the demo, gets the backboard setup. Savage Young's not fast enough to beat out Lasso, and now I feel like that was kind of that last chance. I don't really see a world, unfortunately, where St. Edmunds comes back. So looking forward right now, taking a better look at the Chisholm Maroons and why they are so good and why they are able to get this victory. I keep going back to it, I feel like, just throughout the evening. But it's that tight-knit offensive play from Lasso in particular. I think he's a very good player to watch if you want to learn positioning and when you can push aggressive and when you can. And Savage Youngs does get one, and I do believe that means everyone from St. Edmunds has scored a goal in this series. So a nice feel-good goal right there. Savage Youngs able to get that touch, and it just kind of falls in. Interesting, as the player who I was complimenting in that one, Lasso, was playing the corner, not expecting that shot to come out of Savage Young. So a good little read. However, going back to Chisholm Maroons and the things that I'm seeing from them right now, they pick their moments very, very well. They press forward when they have that confidence they're going to be able to find that goal. And they ride that line to very near perfection. Now, obviously, there are some slip-ups at times, as you can see right there. That shot's not going to go in, and now you have an exposed net straight in front of them. High Dogtross unable to get it straight down the line. Yet, with 5 seconds remaining, 3-goal cushion, it's not going to be the case. It will be a victory to Chisholm Maroons. They get their 3rd 3-0 sweep over St. Edmunds C1, and they will advance to that conference finals. A victory well-deserved for this Chisholm team, who, again, I know they've been working hard. I know they've been practicing. It's kind of Chisholm and their esports program. They put a lot of emphasis in, practice training, building the teamwork, building the foundation to move forward. And we saw that in spades today, a victory well-deserved. And I'm excited to see how far this team can go as 3-0. There it is. St. Edmunds. It's going to be a little bit unfortunate that they got this matchup a little bit. Not what they were hoping to see, yet making it to the stage still is an accomplishment in and of itself. They got through in that 3rd seed as well, so St. Edmunds, definitely a school that I do hope to see back. I mean, we're going to see C2, I imagine, very, very soon, possibly next week. Chisholm Maroons, we'll be seeing them next week as well, as our conference finals and our grand final will be played then. Now, that does it for the Rocket League on stream today, yet if you want to catch more high school esports, well, XP Esports, one of those places to be. I mean, we have these streams happening pretty much every Tuesday. Valorant's in the near future. Rainbow Six as well. I believe that is on Thursday. So by all means, check us out, as well as go to our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Instagram. Why? Giveaways, whatever the reason to, giving away an Intel i7 10th gen processor, as well as the 2BAV Synology DS220J disk station gigabit NAS unit. So 2 big giveaways on the Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Please sign up, and a big thank you to our friends on Intel for putting that together, as well as our friends from Computer Alliance, ZQ Racing, and the Canberra Havoc. We will see you again now next week for the big Final Four. It'll be our conference finals and then our best of 7 grand final. I don't know who's going to be there. I'm predicting we're probably going to see, honestly, I think we could see OC Redbacks versus St. Edmunds C2. But I've been wrong in the past. That's just my prediction right now. We'll see whether or not that comes true. I'll be there. The question is, will you guys be there? I hope to see you. Thank you for following, and I'll catch you then.
Measured in gigahertz, your CPU's clock speed is the number of cycles it can complete every single second. So with a clock speed of up to 5.3 gigahertz, the 10th gen Intel Core i9 processors can execute up to 5.3 billion cycles per second. Each activity on your computer has a set number of CPU cycles it requires to complete. In gaming, this can look like anything from loading games and rendering objects to simulating enemy AI or calculating realistic game physics. Having a CPU capable of executing more cycles per second allows your computer to more effectively handle these activities, resulting in a variety of gameplay benefits. These benefits materialize in ways you may not expect. For instance, frame rate, a common indicator of in-game performance, is generally higher and more consistent when running on a processor that executes more cycles per second, or said another way, has a higher clock speed. Additional technologies like Intel Turbo Boost Max and Thermal Velocity Boost dynamically enable higher clock speeds for increased performance benefit. Whether you're looking to increase your frame rates for smoother gameplay or reduce AI enemy decision-making for quicker turn times, you'll feel the difference with higher clock speeds on PCs powered by Intel Core processors. Gaming happens with Intel.
Take it to that other corner, but too many defenders are there at the moment. Triax actually going across the pitch with this one. Eventually a defender steps forward, but Demolition gets demoed themselves. Frank goes for the flick, does get reach up by S. That said, 50-50 goes in favor initially of the OC Redbacks. S now up with the ball. Everyone swings, everyone misses. Dead gets the goal in 3 minutes, 24 seconds. Marsden moves to a 2-0 lead. Frax looking to play off the wall. Doesn't quite get there in time. Actually, will turn it into a shot. It's a fake! And the fake nearly works. It still sets up Frank, and Frank will push it in. That fake was critical. As you can see on the replay right here, the double commit on the fake opens the door for Frank to just pop that in. Dead could not quite recover in time. 17 seconds, 3 goals. It's not going to happen, and it will be Marsden, the team in first place in Conference A, maintaining their spot and securing their position as number 1 possibly in this tournament. Retreating back, Hype swings and misses. Marshall goes for the 50, but actually loses to Avail. Through the corner we go, shot from Hype Oxtros. Mount with no do in a bad position. Avail just needs to redirect it and will get that goal. 1-0 in favor of St. Edmunds as they get their first lead of the series. All the attackers are forced to go up over that backboard. Hype Oxtros unable to keep that pressure there. Ball rolling back towards the open net. Adele gets a touch on the ball, but not a clear. And now Marshall gets it back off the backboard once more. Passes from Mount with no do to Lasso, and that was one of the deadliest passes and shots you will see in Rocket League. Watch this again. Marshall, backcourt setup, now with no do, finds that perfect pool shot angle, it looked like, to just get around from being snookered. 5 seconds to go. It will be the 3-0 victory in favor of the Chisholm Maroons. They secure that top 2 finish in the conference. They will be going as favorites to make it to the semifinals. Heck, they might even go all the way to the finals. A strong, strong team nonetheless, that of Lasso, Marshall, and Mountain with no do. They will move on.
I've been thinking about you lately, and all the places that you could take me. Why you so shy? You got me going wild, 'cause I've been saying that you got it, baby, give it to me. See my lightning, you gonna feel my thunder. Show me how you do it, come on baby, say it louder. Got you on my mind now, let me see your style. I'm on my way tonight, oh yeah. 'Cause I think about you, Cause I think about what I think about you. I wanted to make you see that you were the one for me, but there was enough 'cause you're up and down and then everything's the same. Baby, how do I make you listen? Don't wanna be through 'cause I wanna put you, baby, you and me tonight. Everything seems all about you.